Dang it, I really thought this shoe was gonna be my ultimate super trainer, but it's just gonna have to be resold. Let me explain. So these are the Hoka Mach X2. They are by far one of the highest reviewed super trainers by many reviewers. So of course I had to try them out and see if they can really help runners like myself who are slow, heavy, and beginners. And unfortunately, they just did not work for me. So I want to give you my first and possibly last impressions on the Hoka Mach X2. Now these are the first Hoka shoes I've ever purchased and owned, which is a perfect segue to my disclaimer, which is that I bought these shoes on my own money and I don't get told what my thoughts and feelings and reviews are about it. Although I would say Hoka would not want me to make this shoe review in the first place. Going back to what I was saying before, these are my first Hoka shoes and I've heard nothing but good things about this brand. And I figured, why not pick one of their best shoes to be my first introduction? Now before we get into my not so great thoughts about this shoe, let me get you guys familiar with this shoe by providing its specs. Alright, for the specs. The upper is very breathable and woven and provides a very secure fit. And this is also where my problems start with this shoe. The upper just does not work for me whatsoever. It's very rough and coarse and not flexible at all, just like the Adios Pro 3. Also, they are very narrow. I have wide feet, and for most shoe companies, I can get by sizing up by half and don't run into any real issues. But these, they simply are just way too narrow and the toe box is not very flexible at all. I know they have wide versions in their website, but they are never in stock in my size. Another issue is the heel in the shoe. This is a commonly reported issue by many runners, and in my first run, I didn't really notice it at all because I was running in heel padded socks. But in my next run, I wore thinner socks in hopes to kind of counterbalance the toe box issue I was having, but then the heel started to irritate me really badly. I know many brands have these types of heel padding on their race shoes, but Hoka should have provided a better one for their non-racers like this. The tongue is gusseted, which is great, I guess, but the other two issues really ruined the upper for me. The midsole is where there is a lot of promise. I really like the blend of the Pebax plate with the Peba midsole. It honestly feels great. It's the right kind of compression that I like, where it's not too soft, it's not too harsh. But in my runs, I did notice that the shoe does not like it when you go at slower paces. It wants to propel you forward nonstop, so it's not very good for easy runs, which kind of defeats the purpose of it being a super trainer. Lastly, the outsole is very good as well. The rubber coverage and the grip is excellent. The heel is not incredibly wide, but it's enough to provide good stability while you're running. Weight-wise, the Mach X2 came in at 290 grams on the left and 300 grams on the right, which is heavier than my other two speed shoes that I have, which is the Endorphin Speed 5, which came at 275 grams on both left and the right, as well as the Evo SL, which is at 262 grams on the left and 264 grams on the right. Price-wise, they are at $190 on the US website. They have the wide options available there as well. I did pay significantly less than that because I got these from an authorized reseller. I also did size up by half, as I mentioned before. Alright, now that we know a little bit more about the shoe, and honestly the specs on paper are very promising. But this is one of the cases where my running experience didn't meet my expectations. The biggest positive here, though, I will say, is the midsole. I honestly felt like it has a great trampoline effect kind of bounce. It just kept propelling me forward and I was easily able to pick up the speed when I needed to. I really like what Hoka did here with the Peba and the Eva foam combination. I can see this being a very good 5K or 10K race day shoes for many runners. But the two biggest shoes for me were the toe box and the heel counter. The upper does not have any give whatsoever, and even sizing up didn't help at all. And honestly, I feel like if I got the wide version, I probably still would think these were not wide enough. Also, I really don't like how the upper feels overall. It's very rough and it's not very comfortable for long runs. Granted, you want the midsole to be excellent and poppy, but the thing that makes running the most enjoyable for me, especially in long runs, is how comfortable they feel when you're in them for long periods of time. I honestly couldn't wait to take these off after my runs. The other big red flag was the heel counter again. I know the running community is kind of split on this. Some say they've never had an issue while others find it unbearable. And I do fall into the latter. The issue does go away when you wear the thicker socks with the heel protection, but then it made my toe box issue even worse. So it was a lose-lose situation for me either way. So what now? I will likely resell these on eBay or the marketplace, not before I give them a couple more chances before I really fully give up on them. Because I want to make sure I make the right decision. And I also want to compare them to another speed shoe that I just got, which is the Saucony Endorphin Speed 5. Also, I will be waiting for the Mach X3, which should be coming out in the next few months, hopefully. According to leaks and rumors, they are going to fix the issues that I addressed before, especially the two big ones. That is the upper material and having a proper heel coverage. If those rumors are true and they really do improve on those two items, I think they will become my contender for one of my favorites because I really do like this midsole a lot. And there you have it, my first and possibly last impressions of these shoes. I will continue to try them out for a few more miles and see if my mind changes at all. And if it does, I will make an update video. Let me know in the comments below if you have tried out these shoes and whether they worked for you or not. There was a lot of promise and hype for this shoe, but I think runners that are like me with thicker and wider feet, these may not work at all. I appreciate you guys as always for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.